following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Miller Honda, Cox Holiday Professionals CPAs, the Brown Funeral Homes, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Parsons Ford, Bechtel Jewelers, Procter & Gamble, PGCareers.com, WH Miller Systems, D&N Auto, The Mortgage Center, the Hagerstown Suns, Haas's Steak and Sea, Bears Repair, The Final Score, and Atlantic Security.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome into Sager Field. We are on the campus of Jefferson High School, where tonight it is Game 1 of the Best of 3 West Virginia State Class AAA Region 2 Championship Series. It's the Jefferson Cougars, the 1 seed and the Section 2 champion, entertaining the 2 seed and the Section 1 champion, Hedgesville Eagles. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. We welcome Logan Nichols to the broadcast. He is today's TV 10 cameraman, thanks to Caleb Falero back at the studio. We're in the Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. For information on a career with Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County, visit pgcareers.com. Matt, good to be back together as we get ready for the most important series of this postseason right now for these two teams. They have each survived a sectional tournament, and now one of these two teams will emerge as the regional champion and advance on to next week's state tournament.
Yeah, cannot wait to see what this series has in store for us, and I think this is the longest break we've had in between games. Seems like we haven't done a game in months. It's only been about a week, hadn't it?
It has been roughly 1 week, as it was Tuesday of last week. We were here for the game between Jefferson and Hampshire, a must-win for that Section 2 championship, and Jefferson got that 6-5 victory to advance to this game. They added a regular season game against Moorfield last Friday, so that has Jefferson riding a 4-game winning streak, coming in here today at 27-7.
Both teams playing extremely well. The one thing that I think is going to have a lot of people curious about this series is just the different approaches, and I know you're going to look at the overall numbers. When you just look at the style of play and the way that both these teams came out in the sectional round, because to a lot of people it's going to be, what have you done for me lately? In the sectional round, was that sample size. Hedgesville hit the baseball very well. 2 of their 3 sectional games, they scored over 10 runs. It was a 15-10 win over Spring Mills in the first game, then beating Musselman in a Mercy Rule 13-3 game in the 5th out in Hedgesville. So they've been able to put the bat on the ball very well, been able to get good pitching aside from the 10 runs they gave up to Spring Mills in that opening game as well. When you look at this Jefferson team, a 4-2 loss to Hampshire, a 4-1 win against Jefferson, a 2-1 win against Hampshire, and a 6-5 win against Hampshire. So it tells you that Jefferson has done a very good job playing at tight games, which I think 2, possibly all 3 of these games are going to be. But Hedgesville is hitting the baseball very well, and we saw in the sectional games that we were able to cover with these Cougars, they struggled hitting the ball in most of that sectional round.
You look at the sectional tournaments, Jefferson played 4 games to win that Section 2 championship. Put the scoring together, Matt, they outscored opponents 14-11. To win the Section 1 championship, Hedgesville needed only 3 games, and they outscored opponents 32-13. There's the difference you're talking about. Meanwhile, Hedgesville does come in riding a 7-game winning streak. They've won 8 out of their last 9. They are 23-8 on the season, and runs could be a premium in this one when you consider that both head coaches going with their number ones to try to take Game 1. Taylor Tennant on the hill for Jefferson, Chase DeLauder for the Eagles.
Yeah, both these guys just having extremely good seasons. Both 9-game winners. Tennant coming in at 9-3, while DeLauder is at 9-1. Both sub 1.3 ERAs. Tennant with a 1.27, and DeLauder with a .788. So both pitching extremely well. I think Tennant has shown a little more wear as the season has gone on, as where DeLauder has stayed relatively consistent throughout the entire year. But when you get into a situation like this, your aces usually come to play, and I don't see any issue why either one of these guys will show any difference here tonight.
Our pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Find them online at WHMsystems.com or give them a call at 304-350-1931. We'll take a 60-second break and then return. As we come back to our pregame show, we'll hear from both head coaches getting their thoughts on today's game. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face. When someone close to you passes away, it's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
We welcome you back into Sager Field. The Jefferson Cougars and Hedgesville Eagles getting ready for Game 1 of this best-of-3 regional championship series. Time for us to hear from both head coaches on our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Let's get it started with John Lowry Sr. in his 47th year leading this Jefferson program. Only head coach this program is known. We got our conversation started by talking about the importance of squeezing that game with Moorfield in last Friday to get the players some at-bats, maybe even an inning or two on the mound to be fresh and sharp and ready for this series.
Well, we swung the bats a little bit, but I know Moorfield, having played the night before, I think both teams kind of approached it the same way. They were letting each, they're getting different pitchers out there just to get them work. But I think anytime you see live pitching and you play live game situations, you got to react on the bases, you got to react in the field. And it was an opportunity that night, as it happened to work out, that we were able to play a lot of players. And, I think it was good to play. Practice, obviously there are times you need to practice, but I think this game, to maintain your rhythm, you need game speed type things, and that's what that provided.
Does that make the playoffs in West Virginia all the more challenging? As many games as you play in a week in the regular season, you get through that sectional tournament, and to the regional, it's a long wait, and from the regional to the state, it seems to be a long wait.
Well, I think, with the weather being it is, a lot of times you'll have some games that you can play, and for the most part, teams that are still alive, and you have to still be alive in the tournament to be able to play. I mean, once the team's eliminated, they can't play beyond that. Used to be you could do that, but not anymore. I think it does give you a chance maybe to regain a little bit of the energy, maybe, for lack of a better word. If you have some bumps and bruises, you get a chance to heal those. But I do think the availability of being able to play a game or two is important. I don't know that you'd want to go 10 days without playing, then have to go play a game of the significance of a regional game or a state game. I don't know that you need to play with the frequency that you do in regular season, but I do think you need to, you need to play.
What is it you see in this matchup, Hedgesville, Jefferson, best-of-3 series?
Well, obviously they got the best player in the state in DeLauder. He's proven that over and over again, so that's a challenge for us. And they got a lot of other good players. They got a catcher that's hit 8 home runs. They're got an outstanding shortstop, and I can't call everybody's name, but obviously they've won 25, 26, 27 games, so they're a good club. They split with Morgantown. We split with Morgantown. I think if you look at the common opponents, we split with them in regular season. Both games were competitive games. So, baseball, the random nature of it, the random nature of the performance within the game. it just comes down in these games to who gets a hit when it means the most, who makes a play, who can eliminate the crucial mistake. That's what it's always come down to. And I think the two teams are fairly evenly matched. Maybe if they have an edge, obviously beyond the lauder, the fact that they do have a number of seniors, we're still going to start 3 sophomores in the infield. We do have a veteran pitcher on the mound, and that says well for us. So it'll be interesting. And the fact that it's 3 games, makes it real interesting.
Coach, we wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you hear from John Lowry Sr., head coach of the Jefferson Cougars. Matt, I think basically what you heard him say there at the end is, at this stage of the season, it boils down to execution. Which team goes out there, gets the hit, makes the pitch, makes the play to win a game?
Yeah, in the regular season, obviously those games are important, but they don't mean a heck of a lot with everybody making the playoffs. And once you get to this point in the season, it's what are you going to do in this round? Whether you split against common opponents, whether you split against a certain team in the regular season, doesn't mean anything coming into these games. It's who performs the best in the big situation, which is the next 2 to 3 games.
The adage sometimes is the best team doesn't win, but the team that plays the best is the team that will get the win. We'll find out which team can play the best over these next, 2 out of 3 games. Time to hear from first-year head coach Eric Grove of the Hedgesville Eagles. We started our conversation just with the excitement level of having this opportunity.
I think we're all really excited. Feels like forever since it's been a really meaningful game, and I think that we're really excited tonight. Our kids seem super pumped up. Really happy with the way they're focused in, especially the end of last week after our game against Moorfield. And I think our coaches are ready. I think everything should be ready to go. We just got to play the game. That's the exciting part, and I'm sure both teams will be ready to do that tonight.
You kind of mentioned back when the seeding came out for the region and the section, thanks to the other coaches for maybe giving your team some focus. How focused has this group been through this postseason run?
I think they've showed a lot of grit when things didn't quite go their way, and they've really tried to put the foot to the pedal, and that's what we have to do. You can't let teams hang around, but this team's not going to hang around tonight. We have to earn it. But they have played with a little extra intensity. I think they've still got it tonight. They're not naive to why we're down here first. So I hope that they still have that in the back of their minds and don't use it too much and just come out and play their style of ball, and I like where we're sitting.
Couple of regular season matchups between these two teams, and you split those, and both were very good games. What do you learn from those? What do you take out of those? Or maybe what do you do to say, that was then, this is now?
Well, I don't think it's much secret. These two teams are pretty equally matched, and like I said, I think that our hitting's probably a little ahead. I think they've probably got a little better pitching staff, top to bottom, and defensively might be what makes a difference in these games. I just hope if we stay on the barrels like we have been, I think we'll be okay. Chase is on the mound tonight. We obviously like our chances whenever that happens, and we feel good about anyone that starts for us. Hunter Kell will do a great job. Parker will do a great job. We're excited for however many games we have to play.
You mentioned it, however many games you have to play. One game doesn't win at all, but how big is it to get that 1 game to none advantage?
Well, I think especially when you're on the road, you're playing with a little bit of house money tonight. We want to try and win one down here, and we're going to give them, the state player of the year. So they're going to earn it, and if they do, that's off to them. And if we do, we like where we're at going back home. I think tomorrow night will be a really special night. Give a real quick shameless plug for Coach Merrick night tomorrow night. Hope everybody comes out for him. And I think it'll be a really nice crowd. And, getting up 1-0 makes a big difference in the morale of the entire event tomorrow night. So I think that's why we need to win tonight.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
There you hear from first-year Hedgesville head coach Eric Grove. Matt, he says, hey, these two teams are evenly matched. Let's prove him right. Hedgesville this season to this point averaging 9 runs a game on 10 hits while giving up 4 runs on 6 hits. Jefferson averaging 9 runs on 9 hits while giving up just 3 runs on 5 hits a game. That's pretty even.
So both teams are going to score about 9 runs and give up anywhere between 3 and 4 runs. It means you're going to play in a lot of close ball games, and that when you look back at the way the sectionals went, Jefferson figured out a way to win 3 out of those 4 tight ball games. So we'll see if that plays in their favor, or if Hedgesville can jump out early and make Jefferson have to come back from behind, which we haven't seen them have to do a whole lot this year. They like to play those low-run ball games and win tight like that, or at least win the tight ball games when they could be a little higher scoring. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. I'm intrigued because you really just don't know what to expect in this kind of a series.
What we do expect is more of the low-scoring, tight type of ball game, but again, we'll wait and see how this one plays out. That's going to wrap up our pregame show brought to you by Harley Miller Systems. We'll take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll take a look at today's starting lineups and get you ready for the play-by-play of West Virginia high school playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
W Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources. Certainly has helped take us to another level.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into the Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County is now hiring. To learn more, go to pgcareers.com and you can apply. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Logan Nichols running our TV 10 camera today. Caleb Falero is back at the studio. The 2 head coaches meeting with the 4-man umpiring crew, going over the ground rules here at Sager Field. By the way, 312 the dimensions down the lines, 365 into the power alleys, 385 into straightaway center field. Plenty of foul territory in behind home plate and working down the lines. It narrows as it goes from the dugouts off of each side towards the foul poles, but there are bullpen areas down both lines, so still some pretty wide foul territory down both the left and the right field lines. Lights are already on, although they certainly are not going to take effect for any time in the near future, as we still have beautiful sunny skies, and you might be able to hear it over our microphones, but there is a little bit of a breeze blowing.
Yeah, it seems just by us. We were sitting down getting the lineups and our score sheets and everything before the game, and the wind just howling right around us, and Matt nudged my arm and said, "Look at the flag in center field, sitting completely still, draped over." And it's what you get at baseball parks around here.
Well, it's time to take a look at the starting lineups being introduced to a very good crowd on hand for this regional opener. Lineups are brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist, where honesty is their best policy. Get it fixed right the first time at D&N Auto. Phone them at 304-267-4078 to set up an appointment. Let's begin with the Hedgesville Eagles. They are the visitors, the Section 1 champions, 23-8, winners of 7 in a row, led by head coach Eric Grove, assisted by Nikki Brown, Derek Snyder, Mike Quinn, Levi Marty, Brian Mosley, and Scott Budka. For the Eagles, third baseman Josh Rush is in the leadoff spot. He'll be followed by starting pitcher Chase DeLauder. Batting third is the shortstop Kyle West. In the cleanup spot, center fielder Hunter Coe. Batting fifth and catching is Brady Weaver. The number 6 hitter at first base, Jamison Matthew. Batting seventh, second baseman Tyler Bubb. The number 8 hitter, the designated hitter Parker Martin. Batting in the spot of starting left fielder Thomas Budka. Batting in the 9 spot in right field, J.R. Luttrell. So Rush, DeLauder, and West, followed by Coe, Weaver, and Matthew. Bubb, Martin, and Luttrell round out the batting order, with Budka in left field. For the Jefferson Cougars, coming in at 27-7, winners of 4 straight, 12 of their last 14. They're led by head coach John Lowry Sr. in his 47th year here, assisted by Ken Cross, J.P. Jones, Chuck Hamilton, and Mark Rotruck on this varsity level. For the Jefferson Cougars, in the leadoff spot is the left fielder Hayden Stang. He'll be followed by starting pitcher Taylor Tennant. Batting third in right field, Corey Daly. The cleanup hitter, starting catcher Colson Titus. Batting fifth in center field, Stevie Lee. The number 6 hitter, third baseman Cullen Horowitz. Batting seventh at first base, Zach Rose. The number 8 hitter, designated hitter Reagan Ollinger. He is batting for starting shortstop Camion Gonzalez. And batting ninth and playing second base is Chase Anderson. So Stang, Tennant, and Daly, followed by Titus, Lee, and Horowitz. Rose, Ollinger, and Anderson round out the batting order with Gonzalez at short. Lineups brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist, family-owned and operated since 1974, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. Set up your appointment by calling 304-267-4078. Hedgesville in the road gray pants with the blue and tan and white and silver camouflage jersey tops.
Digital camo.
Yeah. Makes it hard to see the white numbers, but there are white numbers on those. White baseball pants with the maroon jersey tops with gold lettering and trim for Jefferson. Well, as we pause here for the anthem, we send it to the studio. We're back with your opening pitch after this.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
Play ball! The pregame is over, and we're ready for today's opening pitch and the play-by-play. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Play ball. Well, there you hear the latter part of the national anthem. One of the Jefferson students with a great job of singing the anthem, and that leads us into today's high school baseball matchup as we get Game 1 of the best of 3 AAA Region 2 final underway between the Jefferson Cougars and the Hedgesville Eagles. Getting ready to toe that pitching rubber and begin his warm-up tosses. Taylor Tennant, Matt, his 16th game and his 12th start of the season as he leads this Jefferson pitching staff.
Yeah, having himself a whale of a season, a 9-3 record, a 1.27 ERA. That's through 60 2/3 innings on the mound. 48 hits, given up 30 runs. 11 of those have been earned. So you see the defense behind him, and just some unforced base runners have come around to score. Has only allowed 23 walks and has struck out 82 on the season. So you would think, looking at those numbers at this point in the season, he's obviously going to be the best pitcher on the mound tonight. This is going to be a pitcher's duel because his counterpart on the other side in Chase DeLauder has numbers that are pretty comparable.
One thing I would think in this game is that you won't see a ton of deep counts. Number one, because both of these pitchers throw strikes, and number two, because I imagine batters will not be taking a ton of pitches in this matchup, but rather knowing that both pitchers will throw strikes, I think you're going to see the players pretty freely swinging tonight.
And I think that gives the slight advantage to Hedgesville just because they have been swinging the bats very well for Jefferson. And it's not like they've been striking out an awful lot. They've been putting balls in play. They just haven't been able to get guys on base. So when you look at the hitting matchups, and we broke down the scores of each game in the sectional round earlier in the pregame show, that I think gives a slight advantage to Hedgesville early in this one.
We will find out as the Eagles get ready to come to the plate to face Taylor Tennant. We take a look at our four-man umpiring crew. Brian Collins behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Neil Ryman-Schneider is at first. Dave Boyd at second. Keith Allison, our third base umpire. Today's opening pitch brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, where Mark and Cheryl Savitt will treat you like family. They provide personal one-on-one service. They'll walk with you from application to settlement with low interest rates and closing costs. Don't let someone throw you a curve when it comes to your mortgage. Phone 304-267-9040. Online, mortgagefinancing.com. First pitch of the game, a fastball on the outside corner, taken by Josh Rush for a called strike one, and today's opening pitch coming at 6:04. Tennant, the right-hander, ready to go with that 0-1. Off-speed pitch bounce towards the shortstop. Gonzalez in on it. Fields throws on the run and in time to get him. Two pitches, one out on the ground out, 6-3.
Good play by Cayman Gonzalez, and so far you're right. Just saw two pitches to Josh Rush before grounding out for out number one. But good job by Cayman Gonzalez having to get that ball on the run, coming up and throwing on the run, but not rushing the throw. There is a difference between throwing on the run and rushing a throw. He was able to get that ball, but still slow the throw down and make a good throw to first. Good job by Zach Rose hauling it in.
Chase DeLauder to the plate, bases empty, one away. Off-speed pitch, he'll check his swing. Nope, he went around. According to Brian Collins, our plate umpire, that is strike one.
DeLauder having a somewhat decent season, 59 for 96, a .615 batting average, 8 home runs, 47 driven in.
He will swing and line this one sharply into right field, but right at Corey Daly, who comes in a few steps, ranged a little bit to his left, grabs that line drive for out number two.
And we've seen the last couple of games against Hampshire, Corey Daly has very good speed in right field. I'm not sure that ball was necessarily hit right at him. I think he covers a lot of ground in a very short amount of time, and that makes him dangerous in right field.
And we've seen him at shortstop at times this season, late in the years when we've seen him move more into the outfield, and he has done very well. 2 outs, nobody on for Kyle West. Back-to-back left-hand batters in this Hedgesville order, and West takes a knee-high, strike one. So 5 pitches for Tennant so far. All 5 have found the strike zone. 2 of them have been put in play. Here's a fastball just below the knees. 1-1, the count evens up.
He's going to be the first batter to see more than 2 pitches. It was an 0-1 count to Rush and an 0-1 pitch to DeLauder when they put those balls in play.
The 1-1 on the way. Belt high fastball on the inside edge. Makes it a called strike two. That's 1-2 the count now to the sophomore. Hedgesville has 4 seniors in their starting lineup. 4 juniors and 2 sophomores. Tennant is ready. Pitch working down and away from West. He swings right through it, and that is a strikeout for Tennant. His 83rd on the season. First here in the ball game, and a nice job by Tennant to set down the side in order in the Hedgesville half of the first. Through a half an inning, we take a break with your score. Hedgesville 0, Jefferson coming to bat.
We only make home loans, so we better be good at it. And we are. It's that simple. With our focus solely on mortgage lending, you can come to us with peace of mind knowing that your mortgage loan is in good hands. As one of the nation's largest private lenders, our focus is on helping you get into your new home.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
Time for our first inning, first look forecast as we have sunny skies, a light breeze blowing, in our game time temperature 83 degrees. Look for an overnight low of 54. Good night to open the windows and let some air blow through. Partly sunny, 72 for the day tomorrow, as we'll see some cooler temperatures. Tomorrow night's low about 49. Wednesday, cloudy and 74. This is game one of the best of three. Game two will be tomorrow at Hedgesville, so it looks like very nice weather for that one, and should we need to, we'll come back here on Wednesday, and it looks pretty good for that one as well. No score as we go to the bottom of the first. Top of the order, Stang, Tennant, and Daly for Jefferson. See what they can do against Chase DeLauder. His 14th game on the mound and his 10th start of the season. Left-hander against left-hander to open the bottom of the first as Stang steps in and takes a strike on the outside corner.
DeLauder, a sub-1 ERA, 7.88, 9-1 record through 53 1/3 on the mound this year. The rest of his stats coming up here after the 0-1.
0-1 on the way. There's that breaking pitch in there for a called strike, too. Good movement.
31 hits, given up 13 runs. Only 6 of those have been earned. 91 strikeouts to 16 base on balls.
Comes back again with that curve that works low and away from Stang, the left-hand batter. He'll swing right through it. That is a strikeout to get the inning started.
A lot of times we see DeLauder trying to overpower people with the fastball, and he can locate the fastball very well. And you see that slider-curveball combination used with 2 strikes or used as a getaway pitch, but using that one as a primary pitch early in this one.
All speed to Taylor Tennant to get the at-bat started. That one misses for ball one, a bit down and in to the right-hand batter. Comes back with a fastball on the inside corner as it goes to a ball and a strike to Tennant. Yeah, a real sweeping pitch to that left-hand batter as it comes out of the hand of DeLauder and goes across the plate and then ends up down low and away. Swinging at the 1-1, Tennant able to bounce it foul third base side. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corey Daly due next in the Jefferson half of the first. No score. Bottom of inning number 1. Tennant, a senior, one of just 2 seniors in this Jefferson lineup. They've got 8 underclassmen, 3 juniors, 5 sophomores. Still a pretty young team. Getting a piece of the 1-2 pitch. Tennant able to foul it off the end of the bat and then in and out of the mitt of Brady Weaver. So it holds 1-2 to Tennant. Has struck out just 10 times this season in 81 at-bats, 35 hits for a .432 average, no homers, 21 driven in. Takes this pitch down and in. Count evens up 2-2.
And I'd expect DeLauder to maybe come here with a fastball. Tennant was a well out in front of the middle 2 pitches of this at-bat.
2-2 on the way. Popped him up foul territory. First base side. Jamison Matthew moving over. The first baseman, will he have room? He was out of my sight completely, and I don't think he was able to make the play. So the count will hold at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are directly behind the backstop and looking down that right field line from our vantage point. Hard to see around the dugout for Jefferson. Matthew got out of our view but was unable to make a play on it. So the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Very good at-bat for Taylor Tennant, making DeLauder work to try to get this second out of the inning. Now Tennant steps out to readjust the batting gloves. He's ready to go. Here's that 2-2 on the way. A swing and a miss. DeLauder finally got him.
And you see I'm going to call it a slider more than a curveball. Again, just working very well here early. He's gone to that pitch more times than not through the first 2 batters in the bottom of inning number 1.
Back-to-back strikeouts. He's got 93 of those on the season. Bases empty for Corey Daly. Right fielder in the number 3 spot in the order. Takes a fastball inside corner at the knees for strike 1. So DeLauder mixing his pitches, hitting his spots. Comes back with that 0-1. This one popped foul into the netting above our heads. Pops back down onto the turf in behind home plate. Colson Titus out of the on-deck circle over to get it. Count 0-2 to Daly. 25 hits in 76 at bats. That's a .329 average. A homer and 19 driven in. Drives this 0-2 pitch foul down the right field line. J.R. Luttrell giving it a look. Right fielder will not have room, and it will hold 0-2 to Corey Daly.
One thing you can say about the Cougars early in this one is they're extending at bats.
Yeah, you look at Tennant, needed only 8 pitches, 7 for strikes to get through that top of the first. DeLauder's had to throw a few more here in this bottom of the inning. Here is a called third strike on the outside corner, in and out of the mid of Brady Weaver. He picks it up in foul territory and throws a one-hopper to Jamison Matthew, who digs it out at first, and Daly is retired. It does go down as a strikeout. The official out 2-3, and so DeLauder strikes out the side in the Jefferson half of inning number 1. 1 inning in the books. We'll take a break with the score: Jefferson 0 and Hedgesville 0.
It's the late nights. It's the early mornings. It's working in the sunshine and rain and snow. It's the dedication, the care, the hours of training that led to the winner's circle. It's our job, our passion, our lives. We are the Horsemen.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
No score as we go to the top of the second inning. Hunter Coe, Brady Weaver, Jamison Matthew out of the 4, 5, and 6 spots due for Hedgesville. Facing Taylor Tennant, as we mentioned earlier, 8 pitches, 7 strikes in that first inning. A ground out, a line out to right, and then a strikeout. How he retired the first 3 batters in the Hedgesville order. Getting just what we expected here in inning number 1. Both pitchers coming out throwing strikes, as Chase DeLauder missed the strike zone with only 2 of his 14 pitches. 12 of those went for strikes. See if either team can get some offense going here in this second at bat as the senior Hunter Coe steps in the right-hand box and takes a fastball for strike 1. Coe with some good power numbers, 7 home runs, 41 driven in. Second on the team in RBI only behind DeLauder. Off-speed pitch bounced towards the third baseman near the line. Horowitz has it, throw to first. Nice stretch by Zach Rose, and the throw and the catch just in time to get Hunter Coe by a step.
Thought that ball had a chance to take Rose off of the first base bag. A good stretch and a good job extending with the right foot. Again, a lot of people think that's an easy decision to make. We've seen that at the major league level this year. Not always the easiest to read, but a good job by Rose.
1 down on the ground out, 5-3. Brings up Brady Weaver. Leads the team in home runs with 8. 34 runs batted in. Swings at a first pitch fastball. Grounds it towards the second baseman. Up with it is Chase Anderson. And the throw on to first for out number 2.
And that was a good job by Anderson. It was a routine ground ball. But the way he judged the hops, it took one more hop than I was expecting it to take, or expecting him to let take before it got to him. Waited back on a little bit more, forcing him to make a quicker throw over to first. But a great job reading the hops perfectly and just absorbing that into the body.
3 pitches, 2 outs. Very efficient so far. Taylor Tennant. Now Jamison Matthew to the plate. Fastball down the middle for strike 1. Tennant missed with just 1 pitch out of the zone in that first inning. Has thrown 4 pitches in this second, and all have been for strikes. He seems to be on his game early on. 0-1 on the way, and there is strike 2. Knee-high outside edge. Count to Jamison Matthew at 0-2. Matthew on this season in 89 at-bats, 22 strikeouts. He's got a .281 average with a homer and 17 driven in. Tennant with a breaking pitch in the dirt. Titus able to knock down that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I know obviously Tennant would like that a little bit closer to the zone, but that's a good miss. See if he can get Jameson Matthew to chase one in the dirt on the 0-2, and Matthew's done that quite a bit this season. 22 strikeouts to just 7 walks, so he's definitely not afraid to take hacks in that right-handed batter's box.
Tennant asked for a different baseball after that last pitch ended up in the dirt.
1-1 with a strike in it.
Let's see if he gets that. The 1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Here it comes. And that fastball cut on and missed. Good pitch down and in. Kind of handcuffed Matthew, who swings right over top of it. A pair of Ks in the ball game for Taylor Tennant, who has set down the first 6 Eagles he has faced, setting him down in order in the first and again here in the second. 1.5 innings in the book. We go to the bottom of the second. We come back. Still Hedgesville nothing and Jefferson nothing.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
Is really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
No score, no base runners so far through the first inning and a half. Jefferson will send the 4, 5, and 6 hitters up against Chase DeLauder. The Hedgesville starter set down the side in order with 3 strikeouts, 14 pitches, 12 for strikes in that first inning. He'll face Colson Titus, sophomore catcher in the cleanup spot in the order. Right-hand batter with that open stance, takes a pitch that misses in for ball 1.
Titus a .309 hitter in the cleanup spot, 25 for 81 on the season. 1 home run, 17 driven in, a .441 on-base percentage, thanks to 12 walks.
Takes on the 1-0, this pitch on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, one of 5 sophomores in this starting lineup. Several of those playing on that infield. Good eye by Titus, watches this one down and in. Count at 2-1.
You look at Rose, a sophomore at first. Horowitz, a sophomore at third base.
Next pitch, fastball in there for a strike, 2-2. It evens up.
Gonzalez, a sophomore. And Anderson, is Anderson a junior?
We have got Titus behind the plate as a sophomore, and your other sophomore is the DH in Ollinger. 2-2, misses outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So junior, yes, Chase Anderson. So you're talking not a senior on that infield. Swinging away at the 3-2, Titus fouls it straight back into the screen. We'll do it again with the count full. The 7th pitch of the at-bat due. You mentioned it earlier. We saw that at-bat for Taylor Tennant as he ended up seeing 7 pitches. Payoff on the way. Off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss. And Titus is down on strikes.
And that was a good at-bat by Titus. You see him stopping Stevie Lee, trying to give some instruction to him, and now stopping to talk to Colin Horowitz. So a good at-bat by Colson Titus. Saw a good amount of pitches, saw different pitches there, so trying to tell some of the other guys what to expect as they step in.
Stevie Lee with a wave and a miss at that first pitch in this tough lefty-lefty matchup. 0-1 to the junior center fielder, number 5 hitter in the order. Leans his weight on that back foot, looks to stride into the pitch as he takes high and outside, count at 1-1. Stevie Lee with a .308 average, 2 homers, 25 driven in. Leads this team in at-bats as he takes a strike on the outside corner, now 1-2. He's had 104 at-bats this season, 32 hits for that .308 average.
At 104 at-bats leads this Jefferson Cougar team.
And now on the 1-2 pitch, a nice job by Lee to just reach out and make some contact, and he loops it over the head of the second baseman, Bub, and out into right center field for a one-out single.
And is extremely ahead on that one. Just managed to get the end of the bat on it. Not a whole lot of power behind it, but just enough to loop it behind Bub at second base into shallow right field.
So Lee is aboard with one away. First base runner of the game. It brings up Cullen Horowitz out of the number 6 spot in the order. He swings at the first pitch, fouls it out of play. That one just to our right, headed back towards the cow pasture. Great crowd on hand for this one. The stands on each side of the backstop filled and plenty of folks standing, finding a spot to take this one in. Big swing and a miss at a fastball off that outside edge. 0-2 now to Horowitz.
And these are the games that Horowitz is going to have to figure out how to condense that swing. And I'm sure he's thinking DeLauder's going to bring speed if I can get a bat on the baseball.
There is a toss over towards first as Jamison Matthew was going out to make the catch. He brought it in and knocked Stevie Lee off of first base. Neil Ryman Schneider, our first base umpire, says no, he's safe at first. That was just a collision as the two were trying to meet at the same place at the same time. Swing and a miss at a fastball to Horowitz, and he goes down on just 3 pitches. All 5 outs so far for Chase DeLauder have come via the strikeouts. So it will bring to the plate Zach Rose, another left-hand batter. Rose looks, in the first pitch, a fastball up, may have been in as well. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, this is the ideal situation for Zach Rose. Likes to hit it to the right side of the infield. Jameson Matthew holding the runner on first right now, so a big hole to hit through.
Off-speed pitch. He goes the other way with a fly ball to left. Looking up into that sun is Thomas Budka, but he had that one measured all the way. Makes the grab, and the side is retired. So Rose finally the first Cougar to really put the bat on the ball beyond Stevie Lee's single, and it's a fly out into left field. So a little more contact here in this inning for the Cougars. They do get that one-out hit, but will leave that runner stranded at first base. 2 innings in the books with the score still Jefferson 0 and Hedgesville 0.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
No score as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. As always, our trivia inning. Here in the top half of the inning, we'll present a trivia question in the station telephone number. First to get through to Caleb Falero at the studio with the correct answer, you get our prize package, 4 tickets to a Hagerstown Suns minor league baseball game for this season, and $30 in gift certificates to Haas's Steak and Sea on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, for a great meal at a great price, stop by Haas's Steak and Sea, where your family wants to eat. Well, Taylor Tennant back to work facing Tyler Bubb, second baseman. Number 7 hitter in the Hedgesville order, starts him with strike 1.
You better get that question in quick the way Tennant's been pitching.
Yeah, 15 pitches through 2 innings. Misses outside, a bit low as well with this fastball. 1-1 now to Bubb, hitting .304, no homers, 10 driven in. By the way, the Hagerstown Suns falling earlier today at the hands of the Hickory Crawdads. Pitch getting away from Tennant on the 1-2, comes up and in, hits Tyler Bubb, and Hedgesville now has their first base runner as the leadoff batter is aboard for the number 8 hitter, in Parker Martin. The final score today was 9-7. Hickory beating Hagerstown as they split that 4-game weekend series. The Suns at 19-24 welcome Kannapolis to town Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. Parker Martin as the DH takes a fastball belt high down the middle for a strike. He is batting for starting left fielder Thomas Budka. Go again?
So you mentioned the Suns, a TV10 broadcaster, planning on being out there Thursday, weather permitting.
Swinging away at the 0-1, Martin bounces one foul outside that first base bag. Count 0-2. Yeah, we were there this past Friday for that series opener against Hickory. Turned out to be a good one. Hagerstown got the win 3-2. Martin awaiting. Tennant ready. Working from the stretch with a runner at first. Lifts the leg and the pitch. Off-speed pitch, and I believe that was a foul ball. Yes, we do finally get Brian Collins indicating that it was a check swing foul. And when it bounced up the first base line, the runner at first, Bub, it started towards second, was over halfway there, kind of slowing down and now making his way back to the first base bag. Nobody out. No score. Top of the third. J.R. Luttrell in the on-deck circle. Rose holds the runner at first. Here comes that pitch to the plate. Works down low and outside. 1-2. Let's get you that trivia question. Here we go. Name the only player in Major League history to win a batting title in 3 different decades. Name the only player in Major League history to win a batting title in 3 different decades. Fastball just off that outside edge. Good eye by Parker Martin as he draws that count to 2-2. 304-263-6540 is the station telephone number. 304-263-6540. Fastball bounce back up the middle, could be 2. Gonzalez has it. Shortstop steps on second and throws through to first and turns the double play.
Good job by Cayman Gonzalez coming up in that baseball. No reason to toss that over to Chase Anderson in second. Took 2 steps to his left, stepped on second base, and had plenty of time to get the ball over to Zach Rose at first base. So in high school baseball, a lot of times you need the perfect play, need to rush to get that double play. Good job by Cayman Gonzalez doing it himself there.
6 unassisted to 3 on the double play. Bases empty now with 2 away, and J.R. Luttrell pops it up on the infield. It's the third baseman and the shortstop coming together, and Cullen Horowitz, the third baseman, backing up on the play, calling off Gonzalez and making the play to retire the side. So that's a pop out to third, and what looked like it could be a promising inning with the leadoff batter hit by a pitch. Ends up with Hedgesville going in order. Taylor Tennant with a nice job on the mound. We go to the bottom of the third. When we come back, still Hedgesville nothing and Jefferson nothing. Caleb, let us know if we get a winner.
10.
Not that you don't always, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 11.
3 to Bub.
3 to Bub. Should have been 6. That's 9.
To Martin, and then 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're right, 10. I couldn't count.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Pops it in the air, foul and out of play off the first base side. Andrew Rittenauer. Congratulations, Andy. I know Andrew well. He had the correct answer for today's third inning trivia. He'll pick up the 4 Hagerstown Suns tickets and $30 in gift certificates to Haas's Steak and See. Ollinger takes a pitch that misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The sophomore hitting 231, no homers, 6 driven in. That's 6 hits in 26 at-bats. Takes a called strike here, and it's 1-2. He's come along here at the end of the season. Had a couple of hits, including a double and 3 RBI in the game at Moorfield last Friday. Bounces the 1-2 foul. That went over towards the third base dugout. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Hedgesville in that third base dugout. Jefferson off the first base side. DeLauder ready in the 1-2. To the plate, and that one misses high. 2-2. Chase Anderson due next. Then we're back to the top of the order, and Hayden Stang. No score, bottom of the third. It's a pitcher's duel and then some. 2-2 on the way. A bouncing ball past the mound. Charging is the second baseman. He's got it. Bub with the throw to first, and just got him. Bub did not get a whole lot on that throw, but got it there in time to retire Ollinger.
He didn't have enough time to get a lot on that throw. Didn't really have time to set his feet. Just it did what needed to only have to throw that ball about 35, 40 feet, and was able to get it there quick enough for out number 1.
It brings up Chase Anderson, the junior second baseman in that number 9 spot in the order, and he takes a called strike. Another left-hand batter in that always tough lefty-lefty matchup. Something about that ball coming out of the hand of a left-hand pitcher to that left-hand batter that makes it hard to pick up. Anderson takes high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Especially when you get that sweeping pitch that DeLauder has used so successfully early on. Comes with a high, tight fastball. That is ball 2 up and in. 2 and a balls and 1 strike now to Anderson. 2-1, I was going to say the count.
Sounded like you just said tuna.
Yeah, tuna. A wave and a miss at the 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2 to Anderson, and there's that sweeping breaking pitch we were talking about. Not much of a tuna man. I think you're more of a tuna guy than I am. Now that 2-2, here it comes, and it's a called strike 3. A good-looking pitch, catching the outer portion of the plate. That is now 6 Ks for DeLauder. Lifts him to 97 strikeouts on the season. A chance to reach that 100 strikeout mark here in this game the way it's going. 2 outs, bases empty, and it brings up Hayden Stang. Leadoff hitter in the order, takes outside ball 1.
Stang, the first strikeout for DeLauder in the game, the entire side in the first. He struck out swinging.
Stang came in hitting .354, no homers, 15 driven in, swings and misses. At the 1-0, now a ball and a strike.
About near swung out of his cleats on that one. He wanted to give that one a ride down the right field line.
And that pitch off the inside edge after the first one worked away from him. And now this one snaps in across the plate for a called strike 2. Started that one inside, but broke in across that corner.
Yeah, and even from our angle, it looks like it's coming right at the hip pocket of Hayden Stang, then breaks right over the heart of the plate.
Good high, hard fastball, but up and away. Stang lets it go, and it's 2-2. Stang 12 walks, 12 strikeouts coming in, make it 13 Ks after that one in the first. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. He got him. 2 more strikeouts in the inning as DeLauder is now at 7 on the ball game, and he has set down the side in order for a second time in 3 at-bats for Jefferson. We will head to inning number 4 when we come back, and by the way, we'll give you the answer to our third inning trivia as we go to the top of the 4th inning. It's Jefferson nothing, Hedgesville nothing.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Logan Nichols running our TV10 camera tonight. Caleb Falero at the studio. We're in the Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. For information on a career with P&G in Berkeley County, visit pgcareers.com. No score. Pitcher's duel as we go to the top of the fourth, and in with your play-by-play. Here's Matt.
Just one base runner for each team through 3 innings of play. It was a hit by pitch. Getting hit by a pitch was Tyler Bubb to lead off inning number 3, and one hit for Stevie Lee and Jefferson. Swinging on the first pitcher back to the top of the order, it's Josh Rush. He sends it to the right side. Up with it is Chase Anderson over to first base. Rose hauls it in for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 down here in the top of inning number 4.
Well, and Tennant has been extremely effective in getting outs and throwing strikes. 25 pitches through 3 innings, 19 for strikes. So far his innings, 8 pitches, 7 pitches, 10 pitches, and here he gets 1 out on 1 pitch.
Brings up Chase DeLauder. The lefty with that open stance takes ball 1 outside.
And DeLauder hit it as hard as any Hedgesville batter has so far in this game back in that first, but nothing to show for it on a line out to right.
Here comes that 1-0 from Tennant. That one misses just a bit low and away, ball 2. And so far in this one, only 1 batter has seen a Tennant miss in an at-bat twice, and that was Parker Martin, who had a 6-pitch at-bat. Put a 2-2 in play, ended up grounding into the double play. Ready with that 2-0. This one misses just below the knees, ball 3. And with a base open, the Tennant's working well, but not always the worst decision in the world to try to pitch around DeLauder. Ready with that 3-0. This one is swinging, driven to the left side. Gonzalez up with it on the run, fires over to first, and on the 3-0. Apparently Chase DeLauder had the green light and grounded out to Kamian Gonzalez. That one going to go down 6-3 in the scorebook for out number 2.
And that's one of those reasons I question sometimes the green light on that 3-0 or even that 3-1, because it wasn't a bad pitch, but certainly DeLauder didn't get a very good swing on it, and that was a relatively slow tapper up the middle. Not what you wanted to see with the count 3-0 and a hitter like DeLauder at the plate.
Brings up Kyle West, who tries to push a bunt for a single and misses at the plate for strike 1.
Now, we said we'd get into the answer to our trivia question. Let's see if we have time. Name the only player in MLB history to win a batting title in 3 different decades.
Yeah, 1 to West, ground to the right side. Anderson up with it again. He throws it over to first. Zach Rose hauls it in. Another 1-2-3 inning for Taylor Tennant. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. When we come back, we are tied at 0 here in Shenandoah Junction. This is high school playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large 1-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Welcome back into Sager Field. 0-0 as we are now in the bottom of inning number 4. A pitcher's duel, what we expected. Chase DeLauder back out for his 4th inning of work. 46 pitches through the first 3. Has allowed 1 hit. That was a single to right by Stevie Lee. And on the flip side, Taylor Tennant doing very well as well.
While we have a moment, because there's not much time the way these guys are throwing, the answer to our trivia that we tried to squeeze in before that last ground out in the top of the inning, the answer, the only player in MLB history to win a batting title in 3 different decades.
First pitch to Taylor Tennant, misses low and away, ball 1.
George Brett.
The West Virginia native.
Yes.
Glendale, right?
Glendale, West Virginia.
Tennant steps in, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. The 1-0 lifts fouling out of play, getting over top of the indoor facility down the first base line.
George Brett in 1976 had a .333 average. In 1980, led the league with a 390 average, and in 1990, a 329 average.
Tennant lifts the 1-1 into center field. Hunter Coe moving back. Now camps under it and hauls it in for out number 1. 3 pitches to retire Taylor Tennant. That'll bring up Corey Daly, the starting right fielder. Daly, a strikeout victim, back in inning number 1.
Listen to these numbers for Brett over a 21-year career. A 305 average, hit 317 homers, drove in 1,596 runs.
Daly first pitch swinging, chops it foul into the dugout down the third base line, the Hedgesville dugout.
He had 1,096 walks to just 908 strikeouts. That's why he was so good with that batting average, because he was patient at the plate.
The 0-1 off the bat of Stang, lifted into right field. That causes Luttrell to move over, now come in quickly, and he's able to haul it in for out number 2. Looked like Luttrell had a very good read on that baseball. Not sure if the wind got it at the last minute. Felt a little bit of a gust behind us, but not much that I thought it would have moved the baseball that much. But at the last minute, Luttrell having to take several steps in and to his right, but is still able to make a relatively routine play in right field for out number 2, bringing up Colson Titus. There comes the first pitch from DeLauder. That one misses low inside, ball 1.
And of course, Brett known for one of the greatest tantrums in baseball history in the Pine Tar incident.
The 1-0 to Titus. This one to the left side. It gets past Josh Rush at third base into left field for a 2-out single. Colson Titus takes the 1-0 and chops it to the left side, getting past Josh Rush, who was not quite in a dive, but fully extended to his left. But Kyle West not able to get over quick enough on the backup. I think Colson Titus, being the speedster he is, would have beat that throw out regardless if it got past Josh Rush. But again, West not able to get there. It goes into left field. And Jefferson hoping for a little 2-out magic. It brings up Stevie Lee. Check back over to first. Titus running for himself. Would have the opportunity for a courtesy runner, but we've not seen one used an awful lot this year. As Lee steps back in, waiting to see his first pitch. He had the single to right field, the first base runner of the day for Jefferson. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner.
Tell you, tough enough play for Josh Rush there at third on that hit from Titus, but then the way that last bounce went, he had no opportunity to get a glove on it.
The 0-1 to Stevie Lee misses below the knees. 4-1. Lee coming into the game on the season, a 308 hitter, 25 driven in. Here comes that 1-1. That one a strike on the outside corner as well. Again, just that sweeping movement. Just painting the corners. It's what DeLauder has done today. It's what he's done for the better part of the season. Comes set, ready with that 1-2. Here's the leg kick. Here comes that 1-2, and a ball and a chop foul down the first base line off the bat of Stevie Lee. He'll see the 1-2 again.
Yeah, good job by Lee, staying back on that pitch, spoils it, gets a chance to see another with that count, holding a ball in 2 strikes.
It was a 2-strike single on a 1-2 count that Lee singled into right his first at-bat, and this one a check swing, but did go all the way around. It'll be a strikeout at the plate, strikeout number 8 on the game for Chase DeLauder, and Colson Titus will be stranded at first after a 2-out single. We'll go to the top of the 5th. When we come back, it's Hedgesville 0, Jefferson 0.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
Top of inning number 5, it'll be Hunter Coe leading it off for Hedgesville. Scoreless through 4 so far on each, and not a whole lot of base runners. 2 have been left on for Jefferson. And technically not a base runner left on, as getting hit by a pitch was Tyler Bubb, but then Parker Martin grounding into that double play. The bases were empty before J.R. Luttrell flied out to the left side to Cullen Horowitz, so no one left on so far in the game for Hedgesville. The center fielder steps in as Taylor Tennant back out on the mound for his fifth inning of work. Just 32 pitches through 4 innings. Truly remarkable game for him so far. And a first pitch swinging for Coe, ground to the first baseman, Zach Rose. He'll take it himself to the bag and beat Hunter Coe by about a step and a half for out number 1. 1 pitch, a 1 out. The same way the 4th inning started is the same way the 5th inning starts.
Slow grounder down that first base line, and that's what made that play so close. Give Coe credit, really hustling out of the box, hoping to beat Rose to the bag. It was close, but Rose clearly there first.
8 pitches for Tennant in the first inning, 7 in the second, 10 in the third inning, and 7 in the fourth inning. So his high inning pitch total-wise was 10 in the third as Brady Weaver takes a cut at the first one he sees. A swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, Tennant has been on his game in this one, no doubt about it.
Out of the windup, ready with the 0-1. Here's that delivery. That one misses just off the plate, ball 1.
And Hedgesville's been swinging. They've been expecting strikes, getting those strikes from Tennant. They just haven't been able to make solid contact.
It was a ground out to Chase Anderson at second in the first at-bat for Brady Weaver in the second. It takes strike 2. Right over the heart of the plate, about knee high.
Yeah, very good movement on that pitch. That late movement from Tennant.
Tennant ready with that 1-2. Weaver in. Here is that 1-2. It's grounded to the right side. Zach Rose on the backhand, but it is a foul ball.
That one did skip just wide of that first base bag on that very last hop, and that's our first base umpire, Neil Ryman Schneider, with that call. So it holds a ball and 2 strikes.
The 4-man umpiring crew here tonight.
Dave Boyd at second, Keith Allison at third, Ryan Collins behind the plate.
Weaver will step back in. Again, we'll see that 1-2. Fouled off the first of the 1-2 count. This 1-2 skips in on the one bounce, hitting Titus in the mask. I see it drop to his knees to try to block that one. It bounces about 15 feet in front of home plate off the mask of the catcher. Titus goes and gets it, and he will come back and settle in. Count 2-2 now to Brady Weaver.
Third batter that has faced a 2-ball count.
Here comes that 2-2. That one high and inside. Weaver takes a cut at it and fouls it off behind home plate, out of play, getting over the net and bailed out Tennant there a little bit.
I think he had a little smile on his face as he was looking down at Nicky Brown, his coach in the third base box. That was a defensive swing as that pitch came up and in.
The break even with the 2-2. This one a grounder up the middle. It's going to get past Chase Anderson into center field for the first base hit of the day for the Hedgesville Eagles. A great at-bat by Brady Weaver, the 7th pitch of that at-bat, and drives a single into center field.
And I believe we will get a courtesy runner taking over at first. Let's see who that is. That looks to
like
be
a number 2, so it looks like it's going to be Matt Rupenthal. So Rupenthal, the courtesy runner for the starting catcher, Brady Weaver. Brings up Jameson Matthew with a runner standing at first. Matthew, a strikeout victim on 4 pitches to end inning number 2. Check back over to first. A back end standing is Rupenthal.
Well, Matt, just 8 teams remain in AAA baseball. Let's check in on what is going on in the other regional finals.
The first pitch to Matthew, lifted foul right to our right, hitting the screen and going back into the field.
This is the Region 2 final. In Region 1, it's a best-of-3 series between Wheeling Park and Morgantown. That one getting underway at 5 o'clock this afternoon. I understand Morgantown, the top seed, hosting day 1 in that one.
Another check back over to first. Again, Rupenthal in without much of a contest, was in standing. Tennant now out of the stretch, something he hasn't had to do a whole lot in this ball game. Just one batter in this ball game. He's had to move out of the stretch rather than the windup. The 0-1 misses high to Matthew. Ball 1.
Over in Region 3, St. Albans will take on Riverside. Riverside able to and defeat Beckley Woodrow Wilson to become the final sectional champion to advance on to the region.
Matthew takes that 1-1. Well, that's stomach high on the outer third for strike 2.
Good pitch from Tennant. We have really seen him work that outside corner in some of the games we've broadcast this year, and especially in that sectional tournament against Hampshire.
There's a strikeout on a 1-2 pitch for Matthew in his first at-bat. Tennant now ready for this 1-2. That one misses outside. Ball 2. Count now even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Meanwhile, over in Region 4, Parkersburg South will take on Hurricane. Hurricane and St. Albans, the two teams favored out of those regions. You'd imagine Morgantown the favorite in Region 1. Here in Region 2, I don't know who's favored. I think this is a toss-up.
And we're seeing that through this one. Tied at 0. Top of inning number 5, Matt Rupenthal standing at first. And after getting a slight lead, will then take his couple steps back to the bag. A light toss over to first base by Taylor Tennant. Not sure that was the A move. Pretty confident in saying that.
That's the lollipop toss over.
Count even 2 balls, 2 strike. Now a quick throw back over to first. But again, Matt Rupenthal in standing. Not an overly big lead at first base.
No, and a nice play by Zach Rose to come off the bag and get that one. That throw was high and a little wide of first.
Tyler Bubb standing in the on-deck circle. He was hit by a pitch in the third. The 2-2 pitch now to Jameson Matthew. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Great breaking ball that finished right over, or started at the heart of the plate, then finished in that outer third. That bottom right corner of the zone. And all Jameson Matthew can do is watch it go by, and he'll be retired for the second time today on strikes, this time looking.
Third strikeout now for Tennant. Hasn't been overpowering as played to contact today or pitched to contact.
2 down as Tyler Bubb steps in and takes strike 1. Brady Weaver, a 1-out single to center field. His courtesy runner, Matt Rupenthal, now gets his lead off first base. Bubb now waiting that 0-1. Here's the 0-1. It bounces. A good block by Colson Titus. That'll keep Rupenthal at first base. Count now 1-1 to Bubb.
Well, now Titus going to walk out, have a quick conference with Tennant before that next pitch is due.
You can tell Taylor Tennant's a little more nervous with a runner on. We've seen these last 2 batters just a little scattered with the strike zone, and just seems to be worrying an awful lot about Rupenthal at first base for the minimal lead he has.
Yeah, and with 2 outs right now, your job, go after Tyler Bubb.
Here comes that 1-1 to Bubb. That one misses upstairs, ball 2.
Matt, not a base runner, has reached to second base so far in this one, as Bubb, who was hit by a pitch earlier, was erased on a double play. You've got a runner at first now, and you look at the 2 base runners on the hits for Jefferson. They never got past first base.
That 2-1, a fastball in at the knees for strike 2.
Neither team has found a way to threaten against the opposing pitcher.
3 straight batters have now seen a 2-2 count. It's a 7-pitch at-bat to Brady Weaver before singling. Here comes that 2-2. This one down the first base line on the 1-hop to Zach Rose. He'll take it himself to first base. A 4-out number 3, so a 1-out single by Brady Weaver. And then back-to-back outs to get out of the inning for Taylor Tennant. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th when we come back. We're knotted up at 0 here in Shenandoah Junction.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The National Maritime Center primary mission is to credential all U.S. mariners. We have approximately 250 employees here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Most people aren't aware of the quality of life here in Berkeley County. We have a lot of employees that are from the area. We obviously have folks that have to do tours here, and it's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret of how nice the quality of life is here.
0-0 as we're through 4.5. Now in the bottom of inning number 5. And again, this has been a pitcher's duel, and one that I can't say I'm surprised about. Something we talked about throughout the day today at the station before coming here. Didn't expect this one to be a high-scoring affair. thought by the fifth you may have seen at least one run, but so far not even a runner has reached scoring position at second base. Leading it off will be Cullen Horowitz before the Jefferson Cougars in the bottom of the fifth takes ball one.
Yeah, both of these pitchers have been solid, throwing strikes. As we mentioned, Tennant really pitching to contact with that low pitch count. Defense has played very well behind him.
That 1-0 misses inside, ball two to Horowitz. And 58 pitches now at the 60 pitch mark. After that, a 1-0 missed inside to Horowitz. That's DeLauder with 60. 18 pitches in the top of the fifth for Taylor Tennant. Gets him up across that 50 mark at 50 on the dot. That 2-0 catches the upper inside edge of the strike zone for strike one. Quickly right with that 2-1 to Horowitz. This one fouled off, nicking what looked like a Brady Weaver somewhere before getting back to the brick, a backstop right in front of us. The count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And just a glancing blow. That one came out off the end of the bat. Not really a hard hit, but just a little contact.
With the break-even pitch here is a 2-2 pitch that is fouled down the third base line and out of play, hitting the front screen of the third base dugout. That belongs to the Hedgesville Eagles. So we'll do that 2-2 again to Horowitz. Horowitz struck out on 3 pitches back in the second. A .372 hitter coming into this game. The 2-2 skied high and out of play behind home plate. And we'll do it again.
Well, nice job on that prior pitch as he was out in front, but kept the bat back and was able to make some contact and foul it off. That pitch a little up, but he fights it off as well.
Out of the windup, here's the 2-2 from DeLauder. Horowitz lifts one into left center field. Coming over on it is Hunter Cohen. He will bring it in. A 4-out number one. A good at-bat by Cullen Horowitz. The 7th pitch. That at-bat, but it is lifted into center field. Hunter Cohen moving to his right and bringing it in for out one.
Good communication with Budka in left and Coe in center. They both were coming together out in left center, and you know the adage, center fielder is the quarterback out there. He takes anything he can get to, and he called him off and made the play.
We'll bring up Zach Rose, who takes a fastball high and outside for ball one. Rose lined one out to left field in his first at-bat. Here comes that 1-0 pitch to Rose. This one fouled off right at the plate. It'll get back right in front of us, bounce off the brick, and it'll be Ollinger bringing it back to our home plate umpire.
Matt, we talked earlier about the baseball regionals all getting started in AAA today.
1-1 outside, 2 balls, 1 strike now to Zach Rose.
The softball regionals already done. The Washington Patriots, the Region 2 champions here. Wheeling Park, the champion in Region 1. George Washington in Region 3. And Hurricane in Region 4. They'll play the state tournament beginning Wednesday in Vienna, West Virginia.
Here comes that 2-1 to Rose. That one misses high, ball 3. It's been 2 hits so far for Jefferson. No walks. Nobody's been plunked yet. Zach Rose has drawn 15 walks on the year. But 3-1 is in at the knees for strike 2. The count now runs full.
They're going to take all the way on that one. Wanting to see a strike, sees it, and now a payoff pitch too.
Here comes that 3-2 pitch out of the windup by DeLauder, and a foul ball. A good way to protect by Zach Rose at the plate. We'll do that 3-2 again.
Seeding for that girls' softball tournament. Hurricane, the 4-time defending state champions. They're 30-6. They'll take on the 4-seed Wheeling Park early Wednesday morning.
The payoff pitch, breaking ball, misses inside on ball 4, and Zach Rose reaches first base. The first walk of the day allowed by Chase DeLauder.
Yeah, nice at bat.
Just the third base runner of the game so far for Jefferson.
7-pitch at bat to draw the base on balls, a 1-out base runner.
Brings up Reagan Ollinger. Ollinger, a ground out victim, his first at bat. That was to lead off the third. Puts a squares around a bunt, but lifts that one, hitting the screen right above our heads for strike 1.
Matt, back to the softball tournament. Washington will be the 3 seed. The Patriots at 26-1 heading down to Vienna. They'll take on George Washington, the 2 seed, who is 29-5.
Ollinger squares around the bunt, then pulls back, and he lifts one into left center field. Combe working over, and will haul it in. A 4-out number 2. Rose having to hustle back to first base, and he will beat the throw back.
Very close play at first base.
Yeah, I think Rose thought that was going to get down for a single. He had moved almost completely to second base. Hunter Coe was already on the run coming in to make that play, so an easy throw for him to make back over to first, and it took everything Zach Rose had to hustle back to first base and barely beat that throw back in.
Yeah, very close play. 2 outs now with that runner at first. Bottom of the order, Chase Anderson due next. By the way, Washington and George Washington in that state tournament there last year faced each other in the losers bracket, and George Washington got the win in that one 4-3. So you know the Washington Patriots would love nothing more than to exact a little revenge when those two meet. There'll be the second game more than likely right around 11:30, maybe even as late as 12 noon, 30 minutes after the end of the earlier game that begins at about 9:30 Wednesday morning.
Well, it was supposed to be Chase Anderson coming to the plate. Instead, it'll be Michael Jeffries pinch hitting in the number 9 spot. Would assume. Although with Coach Lowry, you don't want to assume anything. You would think that Chase Anderson would re-enter as the starter back at second base. We will see what happens after this inning ends. 2 down for Jeffries as he steps in. Zach Rose gets his lead off first base. The first pitch to Jeffries. That's a cue ball off the end of the bat into no man's land. DeLauder able to come up with it, underhanded over to first. Matthew brings it in for out number 3. So a 1-out walk delivered to Zach Rose. Then back-to-back outs, a fly out to center field, and then a ground out to Chase DeLauder, who flips it over to Jameson Matthew to end the inning. We have the 6th inning. When we come back, we're knotted up at 0. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face. When someone close to you passes away, it's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Back here for inning number 6. Hedgesville and Jefferson each doing what they need to do to try to get a run in this ball game. It's not come easy. A pitcher's duel throughout. 50 pitches so far for Taylor Tennant through 5 innings of work. And we have Chase DeLauder throwing 75 through 5 innings of work as well. Top of inning number 6, set to lead it off is the designated hitter, Parker Martin. Martin grounded into the double play. Back in the third as he takes strike 1 at the knees. Martin, a .353 hitter on the season. 18 for 51, 12 walks, bumps that on-base percentage to .471. The 0-1 lifted into center field. That'll be a leadoff base hit for the Hedgesville Eagles, and now back-to-back innings with a hit after being held hitless through the first 4.
Breaking pitch, and Martin was able to wait on it and put it right back through the box out into center field for the second hit for Hedgesville. Second time they've had a leadoff base runner on. They wasted that opportunity with a double play ground ball in the third.
Would expect to see a bunt attempt here by J.R. Luttrell as he does square around a bunt, pushes it down the third base line, but foul. That's a good job by Cohen Horwitz coming in. It hit the lip. As we've mentioned, being here before, the grass baselines going up and down the first and third base lines. But a lip with the infield grass and the foul territory grass, if it hits one of those, it can come back into play. And from our vantage point, if Horwitz isn't as far down the line as he is, that one could very easily roll back into fair territory. 0-1 now the count to J.R. Luttrell. Back at first is a Parker Martin. Would expect another bunt attempt. There is the square and pulling back as that one misses high for ball 1 to Luttrell. Good eye.
Now, Luttrell has walked 4 times on the season in 26 at-bats. That's just 3 hits, a 120 average coming in. So really would like to do his job in this at-bat and advance that runner.
He squares again, pulls back. That one misses low. Ball 2. Both corners were coming in on that bunt attempt. Rose from first, Horowitz from third. He saw Chase Anderson wheel around to cover first if necessary.
Yep, Gonzalez was going to second as the shortstop.
Now the 2-1, another bunt. Squared around and pulled back by Luttrell. The count now 3-1. I know it's been a tight ball game, but I think if you're Tennant, you sacrifice guy getting in the scoring position and you get the out. The way you've been pitching, you got to trust your defense and trust what you've been doing on the mound. Here comes that 3-1. Check back over to first base. It gets by Rose and back to the fence. So moving to second base will be Parker Martin. And Luttrell won't even have to lay down the bunt to move the runner over. Although now if he does lay down the bunt, it'll be a runner just 90 feet away from scoring. That is a big play for Jefferson. As Tennant wasn't even an A move, was just softly tossing over to first base. But lost control of it. Fully extended was Zach Rose, but nicks off his glove.
Now Nicky Brown, third base coach, assistant coach for Hedgesville, calls for the batter to come down, talks to J.R. Luttrell, and I'm sure still talking about getting a bunt down, but making sure that pitch is a strike. Don't just bunt at anything. You're in charge in this at-bat right now at 3-1.
The lefty J.R. Luttrell steps back in. Tennant comes set out of the stretch. Here comes that 3-1, and no bunts shown, and Luttrell takes the 3-1 high inside, ball 4. 2 runners down, 1 for Hedgesville, and that's a first of this ball game. We have yet to see on either side 2 runners on in the same inning. And a good opportunity here for the Eagles, and we'll see if Josh Rush attempts to lay a bunt down to move 2 runners into scoring position, as we will have a visit to the mound.
Ken Cross is going to make his way out to the mound for a visit. And Matt, as he does, let's get into this date in baseball history, brought to you by Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. For all of your automotive repair needs, call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair. That number's 304-262-0208. We're going to take you to today, May 20th in 2010, trailing the Reds 9-3, starting the bottom of the 9th inning. Brooks Conrad hits a pinch hit grand slam to cap a 7-run inning that gives the Braves an amazing 10-9 walk-off victory at Turner Field. The big home run barely clearing the fence as the ball deflected off the glove of Lance Nix as the left fielder reaches over the top of the wall at the 380 sign trying to bring it back. What a 9th inning rally for the Braves on this date in 2010.
Back to the top of the order. Rush squares around a bunt, pulls back, but it is a called strike at the plate. A strike 1 to the leadoff batter playing third base today in Josh Rush. 2 runners on at second base is Parker Martin. He reached second on the throwing error on the pickoff attempt by Taylor Tennant, and Luttrell walked. There's the bunt attempt again, and Rush fouls it off at home plate as it gets out of play behind home plate. Titus running it down, and the runners will retreat back to the bases they started at.
Well, now 0-2. You would imagine that the bunt is off. Again, if you bunt foul with 2 strikes on you, it goes down as a strikeout. So it's do or die if they do try to bunt and get it down, or you're going to be out. Let's see what Hedgesville decides to do. We've seen some teams this season, Matt, have trouble getting the bunt down.
Here's that 0-2. No bunt shown as Josh Rush takes the 0-2 pitch. That one misses outside for ball 1. Rush has grounded out a couple of times today. In the first, it was to Cayman Gonzalez at short. In the fourth, it was to Chase Anderson at second. Here comes the 1-2 from Tennant. A swing and a ball fouled off back into the cow pastures over the batting cages. The 1-2 again upcoming.
You're not going to get many opportunities like this in this game. Not the way it's played out so far. Hedgesville trying to take advantage of the opportunity here in this top of the 6th.
Tennant ready with that 1-2. A breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. So a big first out here in the top of the 6th inning for Jefferson. And now sets up a double play opportunity. Runners at first and second. Sweeping breaking ball. Great pitch by Tennant, and Rush is retired for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, that pitch that actually started on that outside corner and then broke off the outside corner that had Rush waving and missing.
Brings up chase to Lauder, and Lauder rips one into right field. That's going to be a single. Coming around third base is Parker Martin. He's going to try to score. Throw coming to the plate. High. Goes off of Titus's glove. A good backup by Taylor Tennant, but a run does come around to score. It's Parker Martin scoring from second, and the first run of the game here in the top of the sixth inning. Hedgesville takes the lead 1-0.
RBI number 48 on the season for Chase DeLauder. He'll get a single and will take second on that throw through to the plate. And that throw was just a tad bit high. Otherwise, they had a chance to get him at the plate if that throw would have been down just a little bit.
Also moves J.R. Luttrell to third base. So 2 runners in scoring position as we get a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Looks like coming in number 28, Hunter Minnick. Well, it took 5 full innings to get here. From the top of the sixth, Hedgesville finally breaks through for the first run of this ball game, and very capable of putting more on the board. Kyle West up as he grounds one into right field, gets past Chase Anderson. Coming in to score from third is J.R. Luttrell. Moving to third base is Hunter Minnick, and that ball gets away at home as Colson Titus wasn't aware the ball was coming back, and another run scores. Hunter Minnick had moved to third on that play after J.R. Luttrell had scored. And bad throwing errors in the field allow runs 2 and 3 to come across.
Yeah, clearly it'll be a run batted in on the base hit for West, but that second run is going to come in and score on the error as that throw through to the plate got by Colson Titus to the backstop, and then Titus just didn't seem to be aware that Minnick might be coming down the line as the ball caromed off the backstop right back to Taylor Tennant, the pitcher backing up the play. The throw to Titus, but he wasn't able to handle it.
Brings up Hunter Coe. Takes strike 1 on the breaking ball. After not scoring at all either team through 5. 3 runs here in the top of the sixth and just 1 out. A runner in scoring position for Hedgesville. That 0-1 misses outside, ball 1.
Boy, those are 3 huge runs, the way that Chase DeLauder has been pitching so far in this one.
No danger of having to pull him. Only 75 pitches thrown. Count 1-1 to Hunter Coe. Check back to second base, moving on the throw and tagged out at third. It will be Kyle West. West was off on first move, and it was a pickoff attempt for Taylor Tennant. He picked that front leg up, spun back to second, didn't have to make the throw, and is able to fire over to Cullen Horowitz at third base and get Kyle West for out number 2 on the bases.
Costly out. You're in scoring position. There's only 1 away. You got a guy like Hunter Coe at the plate. Not sure why you want to take off for third in that situation.
The 1-1, a ground ball to the left side. Horowitz up with it. Over to first, and it gets by Zach Rose. A wild throw by Horowitz at third base. Now a throw to second. That one gets past Cayman Gonzalez at second base into left field. Stang will come up with it and keep Hunter Coe at second base. And the throwing errors continue here in the inning for Jefferson.
3 of them so far. No error on that last throw, even though it did get by the middle infielders and out into left field. But Stang backing up the play prevented Coe from being able to take the extra base to third. If he goes to third, you're going to charge yet another error on that play, as is 3 errors in the inning, and they've been costly.
Brings up Brady Weaver, the catcher, the power hitter in the lineup, one of the several power hitters in the lineup, actually. 8 home runs on the year. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. He singled up the middle for the first base hit of the game for Hedgesville back in the 5th. Out of the stretch, ready with that 0-1. Here's Tennant. That one, same location. I called strike 2. And the energy in this ballpark has completely changed over this half inning. Weaver stands in. Tennant now ready to deliver that 0-2. And here comes a breaking ball. This one chopped foul down the third base line. And we'll do it again.
Hedgesville's been putting the ball in play throughout the course of this game. When you look at the 3 strikeouts through 5 innings coming into this 6th inning for Taylor Tennant. The key thing, though, the defense have been making plays behind him. 3 hits and 3 errors in this half inning have certainly cost Tennant and the Cougars.
Again with the 0-2 to Brady Weaver. This one lifted into center field. Stevie Lee coming in on it, and he will retire Brady Weaver for out number 3. But the damage done here in the top of the 6th inning for Hedgesville. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th when we come back. It's Hedgesville 3, Jefferson 0.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
10 seconds.
3 errors.
Yeah, I got that.
1 left, 1 walk, 1 K.
Yep.
No.
We're down the bottom of inning number 6. It was 3 runs in the top of this inning for Hedgesville on 3 costly errors, all throwing errors for Jefferson. 3 runs on 3 hits, 3 errors, 1 left on. And 4 total strikeouts now for Taylor Tennant. He had 1 in that inning, the big first out that he needed, but the damage done after that, Chase DeLauder and Kyle West, both with RBI singles. Set to lead it off will be Hayden Stang for Jefferson here in the bottom of the 6th. He takes strike 1. 75 pitches through 5 for Chase DeLauder. No signs of slowing down in this one. Quickly ready with that 0-1. That one misses outside on the fastball, ball 1.
You're looking at a little better than 35 pitches left for DeLauder before he would reach that limit and coming into this half inning. So he still has plenty of opportunity to close this one out if he can be efficient on the mound.
The 1-1 misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to the leadoff batter in the order, Hayden Stang. Stang has struck out twice in this ball game so far. That breaking ball started, again, looked like right at the shoulders of Hayden Stang and finished right over the heart of the plate. Count now even, 2-2. Out of the windup with that 2-2. That sweeping breaking ball misses low and away, gets off the glove of Brady Weaver. The count now runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That was a 3-2 count to Rose in the 5th inning when DeLauder issued his only walk so far in the game.
Ready with that 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a ground ball to the second baseman, Tyler Bubb. Bubb is up with it. Has to double clutch it for a moment. A little high on the throw to Jameson Matthew, but nothing he can't handle as he brings it in on the ground ball out for out 1. One going to go 4-3 in our scorebook. Brings up Taylor Tennant trying to help his own cause. One of the 3 errors in the top of the 6th inning. A pickoff attempt that got wide of Zach Rose at first. First pitch he sees, a ground ball to shortstop. Up with it is Kyle West, and a throw over to first. Jameson Matthew hauls it in for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the inning on 7 pitches, 6 to Hayden Stang, 1 to Taylor Tennant. And Jefferson now down to their final 4 outs in this ball game.
Well, Matt, you talked about it coming in. This Jefferson offense just has had some struggles here down the stretch of the season and into the postseason, and it's continuing a bit here today, albeit against arguably one of the better pitchers in the state.
Corey Daly, a first pitch swinging, fouls that one off behind home plate and out of play. Now waits that 0-1. That one, a strike looking just under the letters. Count now 0-2 to Daly. Daly a strikeout in the first and fly out to right field in the 4th. DeLauder ready with that 0-2. A breaking ball misses outside, ball 1.
Part of the order that you want up right now, if you're Jefferson, you got the 3-hitter up there, 4, 5, and 6 to follow.
The 1-2 lifted into left field, going back on it. It's the left fielder, Butka, and he will watch that one get over the fence, and Daly's going to touch them all for the first run of the game for the Jefferson Cougars. On the 1-2 pitch, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, rather. Corey Daly hits one deep over the wall in left center, going 365 for his second home run of the year, RBI number 20.
Well, he had his first home run when? Last Tuesday against Hampshire, as we saw that one go high into the rainbow. And I think he hit this one even harder than he hit that one last Tuesday. That was a fastball that he did not miss from DeLauder. When it comes in fast, guess what? It can go back fast as well.
The pitcher supplies, like 70% of the power, somebody figured out. Supplied a lot of the power on that one for the second home run of the season for Daly. Colson Titus, the first pitch swinging, an inside-out swing, grounds it to Bub at second base. A toss over to first. Matthew brings it in for out number 3. So a little bit of 2-out magic as Corey Daly hits one over the fence in left center for the first run of the game for the Jefferson Cougars. We'll go to the 7th when we come back. It's a 3-1 ball game here in Shenandoah Junction. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Field, the storyline through 6. Both teams scoreless through inning number 5. 3 runs come across in the top of the 6th for Hedgesville on 3 hits. 3 errors in the field for Jefferson and 1 walk. Then the bottom of inning number 6. 2 quick outs on 7 pitches. And a solo shot by Corey Daly, his second of the year, to put Jefferson on the board for the first time in this ball game. 3-1 as we're now on the top of inning number 7. Back in with your play-by-play for the remainder of this one. Here's Matt Miller.
We are in the Procter & Gamble broadcast booth here at Sager Field. For information on a career with Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County, visit pgcareers.com. It's Jamison Matthew out of the number 6 spot in the order, standing in. He swings through strike 1 from Taylor Tennant. Matthew 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking in his first 2 at-bats. Takes this pitch for a strike. Count at 0-2, trying to see if Tennant can settle down a little bit after a tough 6th inning.
And Jefferson needed that big hit by Corey Daly. You could tell just the energy was completely gone from their dugout, and Tennant looking like he's got a little life in him here in the 7th.
2-0 fastball a bit high. 0-2 fastball a bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Matthew. It's important where you put that number when you're talking about balls and strikes.
Matthew 2 strikeouts in the game so far.
Tyler
Bubb,
each way. Parker Martin due next. Here's that 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Good looking breaking pitch for Taylor Tennant. A lot of late movement on that one. Had Matthew. And he wears the sombrero, his 3rd strikeout.
5 strikeouts on the day for Taylor Tennant. 3 of them have been courtesy of Jameson Matthew.
He's got his number. Brings up Tyler Bubb. 0 for 1 as he takes a fastball down the middle for a strike. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, ultimately erased on a double play ground ball, and then bounced out first baseman unassisted in the 5th inning. 0-1 pitch, a fastball, hit in the air on a line into right field. Coming in on it is Daly. He'll make the head-high grab for out number 2. Lost his hat as he was quickly coming in to make that catch.
That is probably a shallow single to a lot of right fielders in high school baseball. There is no a ball hit too shallow, too deep, or far enough away from Corey Daly in right field. Just has the speed to cover so much ground out there in right.
2 outs, nobody on. It brings up the number 8 hitter, Parker Martin. He will swing and bounce this one slowly towards the shortstop, cut off by the third baseman, and a good throw to first by Cullen Horowitz. A little bit high, but Zach Rose able to reach up, pull it in, and keep the toe on the bag. The bounce out goes 5-3, and a very good inning for Taylor Tennant as he sets down Hedgesville in order in the top of the 7th. Now, for the Jefferson Cougars, it all comes down to this. Their last chance against Chase DeLauder, the bottom of the 7th, the end of regulation. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters do, with Hedgesville leading Jefferson 3-1.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, it certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
You got to love it. A young fan coming up to us there during the break. He went out and got that home run ball for Corey Daly. Wants to know where he is so he can return that home run ball to him. Well, we get the bottom of the 7th underway with Stevie Lee at the plate. And Chase DeLauder starts him with a called strike 1. That 0-1 pitch on the outside edge. It's a called strike 2. It had 0-2 to Stevie Lee, number 5 hitter in the order. 1 for 2 with a single his first time up. A strikeout his last time up. That 0-2 delivery, check swing, and appeal to our third base umpire. Keith Allison says no swing. It's a ball and 2 strikes. That's how Lee went down on that last at bat in the 4th inning. A check swing as he got fooled by the pitch. 1-2 on the way here, and he gets just a piece of that one. Bounces it foul at the plate. Stays alive as the count holds at 1-2.
And a good job by DeLauder. He realizes that Stevie Lee has trouble with those pitches on the outside and has liked to chase them each time up so far. So that's where he's put everyone so far.
Brady Weaver out. Quick conference with Chase DeLauder with the count at a ball and 2 strikes to Stevie Lee. Cullen Horowitz and then Zach Rose due next in this Jefferson bottom of the 7th. 3-1, Hedgesville with the lead. The 1-2 on the way. Off-speed pitch bounced foul over towards the first base dugout. Nice job by Lee just to make contact. He was fooled by that pitch, but able to fight it off. Now the 1-2 on the way, and it's a bouncing ball slowly. First base side, it is a fair ball. Jamison Matthew going to pick it up in the line and apply the tag going by. While Lee tried to avoid that tag and then dive into first base, and that was a very close play as Jamison Matthew apparently able to brush that jersey as he went by.
Hey, you rarely see anybody slide into first base, but one of the rare occasions is a play exactly like that where you see a first baseman having to play an awkward angle on the baseball.
1 down for Cullen Horowitz. Bases empty. As the pitch to the plate, fouled straight back towards my broadcast partner.
I flinched. I'll admit I flinched.
Big cut. Just missed on that pitch. Fouled it straight back. Horowitz 0 for 2. A strikeout to swinging in the 2nd. A fly out to center. Last time up in the 5th, again gets a piece of the 0-1. A sharp foul ball back towards us, but this time down low. It hit the backstop.
Did you say something to tick him off?
Not that I'm aware of.
Us two have been fouled off right at us.
That is the brick backstop. that we are sitting behind. The first one hit in the netting, that one down to the brick. 0-2 on the way, and he gets just a piece of that one. No, he didn't. It gets by the catcher. Weaver will pick it up on the warning track over near the third base dugout and will not have a chance to make the throw. The way Horowitz froze after the swing, I thought maybe he had made contact. Instead, it is a third strike wild pitch that will allow the base runner to make it to first. You don't see that often.
But at this point in the game, if you're Jefferson, you don't care how they get on base.
No. And of all things, that will be strikeout number 9 on the game, which is strikeout number 100 on the season for Chase DeLauder. And despite the strikeout, it's a base runner for Jefferson. First pitch to Zach Rose, outside, ball 1. Rose drew a walk his last time up in the 5th inning. Prior to that in the 2nd, had a fly out the other way to left. 1-0 on the way, taken for a strike, 1-1. 1 down, 1 on. Game tying run at the plate as Hedgesville owns a 3-1 lead. Bottom of the 7th, last chance for Jefferson here in game 1 of the best of 3 series. Good looking breaking pitch. Snaps across that inside corner for a strike, and the count now at 1-2. And DeLauder, very good movement on that pitch. He's relied on it a lot. He has not been a predominant fastball pitcher in this one at all. He has mixed it well. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch due. Rose asked for a little extra time. Now he's ready as he digs back in, and it's a throw over to first and a low throw. Digging that one out of the dirt on one hop, Jamison Matthew dropped to a knee to make sure that one didn't get by him. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch due. Here it comes, and a good job by Rose, just getting the bat out on it, fouling it out of play. It holds the ball in 2 strikes.
Got to do what you can at this point in the game.
Yep.
That's exactly what Rose needed to do in that situation. Wasn't going to be able to do much with that pitch regardless. So a good job just fouling it off and living to see another one.
Now that 1-2 delivery, and he sends this one into right field for a base hit. Able to wait on it. He turns on that pitch, and it's 2 base runners now for Jefferson as Horowitz will stop at second. And aboard at first with the base hit, the 4th single of the game for the Cougars, Zach Rose.
Warrants a visit to the mound for Hedgesville. Rose will go over and talk to Coach Lowry, as will Horowitz and Reagan Ollinger.
Ollinger is 0 for 2, has bounced out to second and has lined out to center. Big opportunity here for Jefferson with runners at first and second, and right now down by 2 runs. That's Derek Snyder, the pitching coach for Hedgesville, out to talk with Chase DeLauder. And ironically enough, the last time these 2 teams met in the regional was 2013, a semifinal. Hedgesville scored a 7-1 win and then went on to beat Hampshire 4-3 to win the regional championship and go to the state tournament where they topped St. Albans for the state title. And Derek Snyder was a pitcher on that 2013 team. Now here he is in 2019, and he's out there trying to settle things down a bit for Chase DeLauder. So Reagan Ollinger stands in, swings at the first pitch, grounds it in the hole between third and short. West, the shortstop, able to get to it and make the throw to third, and in time to get him. Josh Rush stretching out towards left field, able to keep the foot on the bag at third and get the force out of Horowitz for the 2nd out of the inning. Rose will be at second, and Ollinger is aboard on the fielder's choice.
How often do you write down in your scorebook a fielder's choice 6-5? But what a great heads-up play by Kyle West. Ball hit deep in the hole. And there was not going to be a play made at any other base. His only opportunity was to third base, and Horowitz just could not get there quick enough.
I think we're going to have a runner take over out at second base for Zach Rose. Looks like James Walsh. So this is a pinch running situation as Walsh takes over at second. Ollinger aboard at first, and it brings up Chase Anderson. And the first pitch to him, a fastball on the outside corner. Nope, not Ollinger, Mason Lance. who is batting here in this number 9 spot in the order. So Lance down in the count, no balls and a strike. Right-hand batter with a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So Lance becomes the third hitter to hit in this number 9 spot in the order. Anderson a strikeout in the third. Jeffries a bounce out to the pitcher in the fifth. And now the 0-2 on the way, and Lance with a swing and a miss, down on strikes on just 3 pitches. The ball game is over, and the victory will go to the Hedgesville Eagles as they will take Game 1 of this best-of-3 championship series. 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning. The difference in this one as Hedgesville will get the win by that final score of 3-1. We'll come back and tell you all about it as we get into the post-game show. It's brought to you by The Final Score. They have plenty of screens to watch the games, pool tables, trivia nights, and great food and drink selections. Hey, meet your friends at The Final Score at 1517 Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. Back to tell you all about it after this timeout. Hedgesville takes Game 1 of this best-of-3 regional series, beating Jefferson 3-1.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
When you're hurting, we're here. When things are confusing, we're here. When you need answers, we're here. Brown Funeral Home. We've been caring for families like yours for generations, since 1880. Whether you want to plan ahead or you need us now. Our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown Ranson. We're here when you need us.
Ron Hawker here. You have no idea what Johnny's goes through to bring you the best seafood around. We have snow crab clusters, shrimp, crab meat, fish, all the best seafood you want at Johnny's. It's a tough job out here, but our customers are worth it. Johnny's with 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 south in Chambersburg.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
The Final Score post-game show. Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. Our TV10 cameraman today, Logan Nichols. Thanks to Caleb Falero, our studio engineer. We are in the Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County is now hiring, looking for more than just a job, but more like a career. Well, go online to learn more at pgcareers.com. Well, as we recap the scoring in this one, Matt, not much scoring at all. In fact, neither team could put anything on the board through the first 5 innings as both pitchers, Taylor Tennant in the start for Jefferson, Chase DeLauder in the start for Hedgesville, were outstanding. But in the top of the 6th inning, a leadoff single for Parker Martin. That was followed by a walk to J.R. Luttrell, a strikeout of Josh Rush, but then Chase DeLauder delivered with an RBI single. Kyle West had an RBI single. A run came home to score on an error. There was an error with Hunter Coe at the plate as well that helped to bring home a run, and in the end it was 3 runs on 3 hits with 3 errors and 1 walk in that top of the 6th inning that are the difference in this one, as that was all Hedgesville would need behind Chase DeLauder, who gave up only a 2-out 6th inning solo home run to Corey Daly, and Hedgesville wins it 3-1.
Yeah, you can't assume anything in that 6th inning, but you probably are going to take a well-educated guess and think that Hedgesville gets probably at least one in that inning based on the way it had started. But Jefferson just throwing the baseball around. Hey, you take away those 3 errors in that inning, it may be a 1-1 game. Taylor Tennant may get out of it. He was playing extremely well and had a very good game overall, but it was just that one inning defensively that is going to go down as really costing Jefferson that ball game.
Yeah, Corey Daly with that big home run in the 6th inning gave a little bit of life back to Jefferson after giving up the 3 runs in the top of the 6th, but Chase DeLauder able to shut down the Cougars in that 7th inning. A third strike wild pitch allowed Cullen Horowitz to reach with 1 down. Zach Rose followed with a single. Reagan Ollinger put one in the hole between third and short. Looked like that might be a base hit, and then Jefferson had something going, but a heads-up play by Kyle West to be able to field that one in the hole, and the shortstop really had but one play, and that was to get the lead runner at third, and he was able to get him.
Yeah, it was a great piece of heads-up baseball in the field, and by a young player in Kyle West at shortstop. That's a upperclassman move that he was able to make, and obviously extreme upside for him for the rest of his career, and it was a mature move shown there in the field.
And as a result of that play, well, that meant 2 outs with runners at first and second. Mason Lance called on in a pitch-hitting situation, and he went down on strikes on just 3 pitches, and that ended the ball game as Hedgesville takes Game 1 of the best-of-3 series and will have a chance to wrap up a regional championship at home when they host Game 2 tomorrow night. More on that in just a bit. After the break, we'll wrap up our post-game show as we take a look at the numbers from this one. Again, your final, it is Hedgesville 3 and Jefferson 1. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Procter & Gamble brands are trusted in millions of living rooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, and bathrooms. P&G's Tabler Station plant in Martinsburg, West Virginia, is open and hiring. Candidates must be 18 years or older and possess a high school diploma or GED. No experience necessary. P&G offers an extensive list of benefits and starting wage of $17.50 an hour. To apply, go to pgcareers.com and search Plant Technicians, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Be part of P&G's most technologically advanced location in the world.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It is time to take a look at the numbers from this one. Our post-game stats brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Hey, don't become a statistic. Protect your family and home with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. They have the solutions to meet your needs and local monitoring, too. Learn more by calling Ben Copenaver at 304-671-2158. We begin with the pitching totals. Taylor Tennant, tough luck loss for Jefferson. A complete game, 7 innings. Gave up just 3 runs on 4 hits. Not all of those his responsibilities, with 3 errors in that half inning when the 3 runs scored. Tennant would strike out 5, walked 1, and also hit a batter. We had him at 79 pitches. 56 of those went for strikes. Meanwhile, Chase DeLauder goes the distance in the win for Hedgesville, giving up just a run on 4 hits over 7 innings. He would strike out 10 and walk 1. We had DeLauder at 105 pitches, 77 of those 4 strikes. Hedgesville with 4 hits. Chase DeLauder had an RBI single and a run scored in the 6th inning. Kyle West had an RBI single in that 6th inning as well. Brady Weaver had a single to center in the 5th inning, and there was a single and a run scored by Parker Martin in that 6th inning for Hedgesville. For Jefferson, a big home run for Corey Daly, who went 1 for 3. That was one of 4 hits for the Cougars. Colson Titus had a single in 3 trips to the plate. Stevie Lee had a single as well, and Zach Rose had a single and drew a walk as he went 1 for 2 in the ball game. Final totals look like this. For Hedgesville, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left, 1 in scoring position. Jefferson, 1 run on 4 hits, 3 errors, 5 left with 1 in scoring position. DeLauder, 10-1 with the victory. Tenon falls to 9-4 with the loss. And it looks like time of the game going about 1 hour and 33 minutes. Jefferson now 27-8 as they suffer the loss. Hedgesville improves to 24-8 on the season. Final totals, a service of Dynamark Atlantic Security. They have the solutions to meet your needs and local monitoring too. Learn more by calling Ben Copenaver at 304-671-2158. All right, Matt, that leads us to tomorrow night. The next game between these two teams will be out at Hedgesville, and a Hedgesville win, and they'll be the regional champion.
And from here on out, it's a do or die for Jefferson and for the Hedgesville Eagles. They got 2 chances to get 1 win. I think if you look at what they've done this season, they'll take those odds. And we'll see what the game looks like tomorrow. Obviously going to have the advantage of being at home in their own home ballpark, and they stole one here on the road. And you look at the playoff situations like this, and your goal should be to win every game you can possibly play at home, and the ones that are on the road, you're going to have to go out and steal. That's exactly what they did here today.
Well, and we'll wait and see what the pitching matchup will be. Which direction will both of these head coaches go? Will it be Parker Martin? Will it be Hunter Coe who gets the start tomorrow for the Hedgesville Eagles? How about for Jefferson? We're imagining that it will probably be James Walsh who would get the baseball tomorrow for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing, and I think it's probably a toss-up if you're Hedgesville between Parker Martin and Hunter Coe. I think you're going to get similar results out of them, but I think looking at the Cougar lineup, it would surprise me if it was anybody but James Walsh tomorrow.
Tomorrow night's game time is at 7 o'clock out at Eagle Field. We'll have Miller time live from the ballpark from 5 to 6. We'll then go to CBS Sports Radio until about 6:35 to 6:40. We'll get our lineup cards together and then come back on the air with our pregame show leading to that 7 o'clock first pitch. Join us for the action tomorrow, and come on out to the ballpark and take in that action and see whether Hedgesville can win that regional crown or whether Jefferson can force a decisive game in this best-of-3 series. Again, tomorrow night at 7. Now, the post-game show brought to you by The Final Score. Hey, meet your friends at The Final Score at 1517 Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. Take in a game or meet them there and talk about how this one played out tonight. All right, coming up next, it's Washington Nationals baseball, the opener of a Keys series on the road against the struggling New York Mets. We're going to join that game in progress in just a moment. Thanks to our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school baseball. We thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks to Coach Eric Grove of Hedgesville, John Lowry Sr. of Jefferson, providing us with information and interviews for today's broadcast. Thanks to Athletic Director Bill Stewart, all of his staff, and all the folks here at Sager Field for their help and support and hospitality with today's game coverage. Caleb Falero is our studio engineer. Great job for Logan Nichols running the TV10 camera along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller reminding you our final score in this one. It's Hedgesville 3 and Jefferson 1. Until tomorrow, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Miller Honda, Cox Holiday Professionals CPAs, the Brown Funeral Homes, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Marius Group at Ameriprise Financial, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Parsons Ford, Bechtel Jewelers, Procter & Gamble, PGCareers.com, WH Miller Systems, D&N Auto, The Mortgage Center, the Hagerstown Suns, Haas's Steak and Sea, Bears Repair, The Final Score, and Atlantic Security.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.